live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the party. Start the party. Live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the party. Start the party. Live it up.
I'm dangerous like tightrope. No talking, not that of a maestro. More like that lizard from Geico. When I lick, you go psycho. Downtown, I'm more famous than Michael. My game, I gave it to Tycho. Gene Simmons up my time. Whoa, got mind control. Damn control. Up to your spine and back down to your toes. Melt you, mama, like
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Xander Effect. I'm your host, Xander Dames. Got a couple of really awesome things to chat about today, including in entertainment news. Gigi Hadid and her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Zayn Malik, are expecting a baby together. We'll talk a little bit about that. In sports, looks like Major League Baseball is trying to adjust to the current crisis and trying to possibly salvage their season by separating the teams. We'll talk a little bit more in depth as to exactly how they're planning on doing that. And in video game news, will there be an NCAA football game again? It's been a few years since we actually had one. We'll talk a little bit about exactly what's going on with that whole situation. Plus, my guest today, I have Brauninger Mcdaniel on the show today. She'll talk about a little bit about her new single that she has out right now, plus some future plans for her music, including her style in jazz and gospel mixed in with a little country and a few other things too. We'll talk a little bit with her about that. But first, here is Kalifonia Whiskey by Brenden Bourgeois right here on the Xander Effect.
Sun, take a breath so deeply. Brother, raise your gun. We will sell this moonshine. We made it in these hills. The pride, our blood, our family runs deep within these stills. California whiskey, California guns. We will take this city before the night is done. California moonshine with the California sun. It's fighting will and quickly, but we've already won. Blood is in the streets now, gunpowder in the air. This is what you wanted. I told you I'd be there. These hands, they made this whiskey. This whiskey calms these hands. You will never take me. Love man, be damned. California whiskey, California guns. We will take this city before the night is done. California moonshine with the California sun. It's fighting will and quickly, but we've already won.
What's going on? It's Amanda Holley, and you're listening to The Xander Effect.
Tripping, you stay up on my mind. The reason that my heart beats if you leave off that line. We got such a connection, just let the stars align. Baby, make a wish and close your eyes. I don't wanna miss the snow, I don't wanna let this go. Something I just wanna know, tell me what you're wishing for. You pull up the whip, it's for me, you take me on trips to Dubai. But that don't compare to the feelings that you got me feeling.
That was Amanda Holley's Get It Boy right here on the Xander Effect. In entertainment news, Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik are expecting a baby girl. Looks like the on-again, off-again couple are going to be on again for the foreseeable future, as they both just made the announcement that they are expecting a little girl. So the Hadid family is going to have another beautiful female in their family, and they both are incredibly happy. Both Hadid and Malik are both very happy with the news. Gigi just recently celebrated her 25th birthday this past weekend, and there was a rumor going around that inside they had two big balloons that had a 2 and a 5 in them, and inside was blue and pink confetti. So many people are assuming that her birthday was also a baby reveal as well. So looks like they're going to go ahead and be celebrating a lot in the upcoming months. So congratulations to the happy couple. In other entertainment news, Jada Pinkett Smith says that she doesn't know her husband Will Smith at all in an upcoming Red Table Talk. Apparently, it seems that this quarantine and isolation has really opened the eyes of many couples. It's really made a lot of couples realize whether or not they get along together. They're because the thing is, you need to understand that we are always on the run. We're always on the move. Like, the society is always on the move. It's always, it's always routine. You wake up, you have your breakfast, you get ready for work, you go to work, you come home, you say hello to your loved ones, you have your dinner, spend some time with them, whatever, go to bed, next morning, repeat. And that's the constant thing. For celebrities, it's one of those things where it's even more busy, because they have to do late night film shoots, they have to do press conferences, interviews, etc. So really, it's very difficult for celebrities to actually have a private life and be able to take time out and spend it with their family. Well, now that everybody's in quarantine and the studios are shut down for the time being until everything is reopened, it would seem that many celebrities, many couples are starting to actually see things in each other that they hadn't seen before. In which case, Jada Pinkett basically has seen that. And she goes on to say, quote, "One of the things I realize is that I don't know Will at all. It's challenging. You're forced to look at things differently." And I'm sure that as she has noticed that about her marriage, many other people have noticed it as well, including guests that she had on her show, Pastor John Gray and his wife, which basically has them questioning their marriage and family dynamic as well. So it's a very interesting Red Table Talk. But the question here is, is there trouble in paradise between Jada and Will? There's always been, rumors floating around about their lifestyles and things like that. So is it possible that maybe, things, now that they're pretty much stuck with each other at home, that things might change in the near future between them and their marriage? That's something to be seen. Who knows? Or it could be that this quarantine time could actually be very, very therapeutic for the couple. So who knows? Who knows what will happen in the future? In other entertainment news, looks like the new app Quibi is getting really popular with a lot of people in the television and film industry, because it just added a new show. Well, not new, really. It's a reboot of the old show, or I should say it's a continuation of a comedy called Reno 911 that was on Comedy Central for a very long time. And looks like Reno 911 is back, and they're renewing them for a 6th season on the Quibi app, which is going to be pretty cool. It debuts May 4th with 12 short episodes. The show is written and created by Robert Ben Garant, Carrie Kenny Silver, and Thomas Lennon. So, it's the show that it's kind of a parody to the show Cops. But, it's all comedy, it's all scripted. And it follows a bunch of wacky, police officers in Reno, Nevada, and they're crazy, the crazy bad guys that they go after, it's a very entertaining show. Many people really liked it. Many people were disappointed that it went off the air on Comedy Central, but not to fear, because Quibi just picked it up, and it will be debuting May 4th. Other shows that are also going to be debuting and reboots actually coming to Quibi include former MTV reality shows Punk'd and Singled Out, as well as upcoming series adaptations of Varsity Blues and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So Quibi is starting to really, really make its mark. It's really starting to grow. And I'm actually curious to see how they're planning on doing all these shorts, because Quibi is basically an app where you do really short shorts, like short. So it's going to be interesting to see how they make all these things happen together. So we'll see what happens. In other entertainment news, I had the opportunity to interview up-and-coming jazz singer Brauninger Mcdaniels, and she basically chatted with me a little bit about her journey to where she's at right now in jazz and what she has going on in the future. But first, here is Brauninger Mcdaniels, Too Late, right here on the Xander Effect.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something's wrong here, there can't be no denying. One of us is changing, maybe we just stop trying. and it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide it. I just can't fake it. Oh no, 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 no. Used to be so easy living here with you. You were light and breezy, and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. And it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died. I can't hide it. I just can't fake it. Oh no, 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 no. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, da 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 da. Yeah, 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 baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, There'll be good times again for me and you. Me and you. We can stay together, don't you feel it too? Feel it too. Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. But it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died. I can't hide it. I just can't fake it. Oh no, 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 no. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, no. No, no, baby. It's too late. It's too late. Too late, baby.
So on the Xander Effect today, we have Brauninger Mcdaniel in the on the show. And how you doing today, Bronny?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So I actually listened to your music. You have an incredible voice. Your basic your genre is more of jazzy style, right?
Yes, a little bit of jazz, definitely, and a little bit of blues R&B type feel. Mix it up somewhat, you know.
Nice, nice. So how did you get started in this industry of music? I mean, did you always want to be a singer, or did you just kind of fall into this?
Well, I mean, I've been doing it for years, and then even at 16, I'm from Louisiana, so back then I was playing for church choirs. But then I moved to Tennessee some years ago, and I played several places, and then went through a divorce and was doing a lot of gospel. And then about 7 years ago, I met Tony, and then he heard me one day. He came over to my place, and I was playing music, and he said, "We got to get you out playing gigs and stuff." So that's what we did. And from then it just kind of escalated, you know, and so I've been playing. I just want to do my own thing, and that's what I've been doing now for several years.
Nice, nice. And it says, and I've read a little bit about your background, and it says something about a distinctive hybrid approach. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I mean, some people say that because I'm so different, I sound different. You know, like just easy listening and contemporary, adult contemporary, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, that sounds really good because I've heard some of your like I said, I've heard your music, and it's got like when I heard it, I was like, I thought it sounded a little bit like a 70s feel, like a Donna Summers type of 70s feel to it.
Yeah. That's right. You're correct there. I get that a lot. Like
that's exactly what I heard.
That's one reason why we did the single classic cover of "It's Too Late" by Carole King. We did that. So, and I've also been told a little bit sounds like Diana Krall, people like that, you know. Yeah, I love Alicia Keys, any that kind of style. I love it.
Nice, and I see that you're also working with B Taylor. He's the one that has been producing a few of your songs.
Yes, he is, and he's amazing. We're working on that, and we're getting ready to work on another one. We're actually already started working on some stuff, so got a lot of great things coming.
How did you get linked up with BT?
Actually, through my label with Quest Cross and the label. He introduced him to me, and I'm sorry, Tony's trying to say something. What did you say, hon? Yeah, 50/50 Global Music, and they're in partnership with BMG Publishing and Sony.
Oh, okay. So they just connected all of you guys together. Have you been like, do you have a lot of albums that are out right now, or are you just working on singles right now?
I have two, actually. I have some old stuff out, but we're working on this new stuff right now. Singles. We're working on singles.
And are you doing like, are you kind of just trying to remix some of the old 70s with jazz and blues?
Yes, somewhat. Probably the next song that I do is probably going to be an original of mine that I sent in that we're going to be working on. And then probably maybe we'll come back after we get that one done, maybe do another classic cover and just kind of going with the flow right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I saw that your last single was called Too Late.
Yeah, It's Too Late by Carole King.
Okay, that's the one that you were talking about, that you kind of like did a mix with BT on that.
Yes, we did. It's amazing.
Because I'm following you on Facebook, and I saw kind of like a little bit of a behind the scenes look at your recording, and it seemed like you guys were having a really good time in Vegas there.
We did. We had a blast. I mean, Tony and I went up there. It was in February, and we went up there and got there on a Friday, come back that following month, that Monday, I'm sorry. But we had a really good time. BT's a really cool person, and we did some recording on Saturday afternoon. We went back Saturday night and went back on Sunday afternoon, and I went to a couple of different places, and it was just really a lot of good time.
Nice. I also see that you've been doing like a lot of Facebook Live performances and Instagram Live performances. I mean, has this current crisis inspired you to do a lot of those performances, or were you already doing that before all this craziness started?
Occasionally we would do it, but nothing like it is now with the stay home that we've been having to do, all of us. So now we've been doing that a lot more, trying to keep the people, you know, somewhat to be inspired by, you know, all this going around, so people cannot be so, when they're stuck in their homes, at least have something to listen to. But there's so many great artists out there, but we try to do everything we can to try to, you know, help people in this time and the hour that we're in.
Oh, of course. I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of artists, a lot of DJs have been doing, you know, live Facebook concerts and things like that. I mean, celebrities have been doing that as well. So,
right.
You know, I've seen that you've been doing it, you know, and it's really cool that you're providing that kind of like relief to a lot of people that are stuck at home, that are going, for lack of a better word, bananas at home right now.
Exactly right. Yeah. And we enjoy it. I mean, like, you know, like I was telling you a while ago when I got started in music years ago, but, you know, you have to really have a desire for music. I feel like if you're really a true artist, but it is definitely a passion of mine. And I definitely give God the thanks, the credit first and beyond, everything because he's the one that got me as far as I am with my music and continues to open doors for me that I would have never dreamed of. So I'm very humbled by all this and thankful to God.
Awesome. And do you write a lot of your own lyrics, or is it a collaboration of different people that are writing different things?
I write all the time. Now I do know that I will be in the near future writing with some other people and producers, whatever,
Mm-hmm. And but like I said, but basically your genre is just jazz and blues. Are you trying to expand or go into different genres besides those two?
Well, I do country too. I mix it up. I do gospel, I do country, blues, jazz, and I just kind of go with the flow. Whatever people want, that's what I try to do. Come up with something.
Nice.
If I don't already have it, because I have a ton of music here at my house that I write. So,
what do you think is like your most powerful genre that you've gotten more out of?
That's a good question there because I would say probably adult contemporary, more or less, probably. But like I did, I've said several times, I mix my stuff up. So, but I probably would say that between adult contemporary and easy listening.
No, that's awesome. No, that's amazing. And like, I'm curious, when you were growing up, what was your favorite type of music?
Well, when I was growing up, I was nothing but around gospel, and I still have that gospel root because a lot of my family they're artists, and they do a lot of gospel and stuff. But growing up too, I love the blues and stuff like that, jazz, because being from Baton Rouge, I was in New Orleans a lot. In fact, I had an uncle that he is he's been gone for a long time, but he was a great violinist and fiddle player and singer, and he really inspired me, and I just love the blues and stuff like that, and jazz, being in New Orleans like that.
Oh yeah, if you're in the Big Easy, you're gonna absorb a lot of that style of music out there, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. It's really good music out there, definitely.
No, definitely. So obviously you do come from a musical background then.
I do. The majority of my family is musically inclined.
Beautiful. That must have been fun growing up in that type of atmosphere. That's for sure.
It definitely was. It definitely was. But I'll get together and just have music all the time like that. Sit out on the front porch like, now that's what we're all doing right now is hanging in. If we're not inside, we're on the front porch,
No, that's awesome though. I mean, well, you said that your uncle played instruments like the fiddle and the violin. Do you play any instruments yourself?
Yes, I play keyboard. I play keys, piano.
And you've been playing that since you were a kid, I'm assuming as well.
16 years old. And I play by ear. I don't read music. I play by ear, but
wow.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm the same way. I used to, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I played cymbals in the band, and I couldn't read music to save my life, I swear. To me, they were all just a bunch of squiggly lines. I'm like, what is this? What is this? It's all gibberish to me.
I know. I told my husband, Tony, I've told him that a lot of times. I said, it's like Greek to me to try to read that music. I mean, I probably could, but I've been playing by ear for so long. That's what I'm used to, No,
that's really, well, you know what? I think that's what the majority of vocalists and musicians sometimes are into, is just like doing things by ear. I think that unless you actually went to school to study music, study music, I mean, most people don't know how to read music. It's most people are very illiterate to music. I know I am.
Yes.
So I mean, I can't read it, for the life of me. But again, unless you're like planning on being a conductor or someone that's like part of like a symphony orchestra or something like that, I mean, reading music is really something that not many people do.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
But that's fine though. That's really cool. I mean, before this crisis happened, were you planning on doing any tours or anything like that?
Well, that was kind of talked about a little bit with the labels. So, of course, right now, thank God for online stuff. And so we're working together doing a lot of that. Thank God for technology. But And I actually had a few shows canceled within the last month or two. Some really good shows, but hopefully we will in the future when hopefully be able to do some of that, when things hopefully get back to somewhat where they're supposed to be.
That's what we're all
Um,
hoping, that's for sure.
Yes,
Are you,
but
are you
for right now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I was just gonna say, are you planning? Well, you're probably gonna answer my question. We're gonna ask the question I was gonna ask right now. Anyway, well, that was about whether or not you were planning on doing like local tours, or you planning to do nationwide, worldwide. What exactly were you thinking?
Whatever they want, whatever the label wants, that's what we're going with right now. The flow.
Mm-hmm. And what are you more comfortable with?
Um, you know, if we can do the worldwide tour, I would love that. That's just me, but I mean, I played so many venues and gigs around Nashville, Tennessee, surrounding areas. I mean, I played so many places. So whatever, I'm open for whatever. If it's the right fit, then I want to be able to do it.
I'm curious, what's it like to perform in the country capital of the world that's Nashville?
I love it. It's cool. I was actually played not in the arena, but I played down in the CMAs last year for several places that I played around there. But it's an honor to be able to play, down here like that, and to meet so many new people, when you're playing like that. I mean, I meet so many people all the time, and I am definitely a people person, and so that's a plus for me because I love being around people, and you meet so many good people,
No, that's really
and very good. I mean, there's some phenomenal musicians and artists, singers that are just great,
No, and it's definitely, and the thing is that country music, the genre has evolved and is changing every single year. I mean, I've noticed that it's becoming more popish. It's becoming like it's adding hip hop to it now. It's no longer just country. It's now a mixture of a bunch of other songs mixed in. And it would seem to me that, your style, you're going to be mixing in country, jazz, blues all together. That's actually a very interesting type of style that you would have going on.
I know. I guess because I'm such a variety person, and, I played, like I said, I played so many venues and gigs before because you might be in the crowd and some of them might want something real jazzy. Somebody might want something like R&B feel or something real bluesy or whatever. And I just always try to have a, variety of songs when I go to places like that because everybody's different.
No, that's definitely for sure. I mean, to be honest with you, I love going to like lounges and listening to some like, light jazz, blues, things like that, because it's just, it relaxes you. I mean, in my opinion, it's a very relaxing type of music, and country kind of gives you that same feel as well. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's one of those things where having the combination of all three of them would be like really cool actually to listen to.
Yeah, and you think about it, there's so many stories behind all the songs, there's a story behind each song that is, that when you sing it, I feel like that anyway.
And do the majority of your songs have a story behind them?
Yes, they do.
So
Yeah.
they all come from experience then.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, I'm curious. What's the majority, like what's the majority of song that that you put out there? Like, in other words, is it mainly heartache? Is it mainly happy stories? I mean, what's the majority that you put out?
Both, both. When I went through my divorce somewhat years ago, then I, of course, just starting out, I was by myself at that time and wrote a lot of ballad songs about, a lot of really, I guess, doing some soul searching type songs. And then as time went by, I started mixing my stuff up and got a lot of, I feel like that I have a lot of just a mixture, like I have both. And then I have a lot of just great, have some good upbeat songs, some good country songs. Like I've got a little country song that's called I'm I'm Your Little Lady. When I say I'm Your Little Lady, it's really a country song. It talks about we've been down this road before, and that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. I've got a song that I wrote several years ago, and it's called Kinks. Let's Get Our Kinks Worked Out. And it talks, about relationships. You feel like you know somebody, the right one, until you find they got a lot of baggage like you do. And it's just, that's what I'm saying. I just mix my stuff up.
That sounds a lot like the story of my love life.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, then you could probably.
I relate to a lot of country music. Let me tell you, like I listen to country music every so often because the thing is that I love playing different types of music on my show, and because I love listening to different types of music. I don't like to corner myself or cage myself or chain myself to just one genre, because to me that's boring. I like variety. I just I'm the type of person that I like variety. I like my music like I like my dating life, variety.
Yeah, yes, I understand. Definitely.
Not just corner myself to just one thing. So that's
right.
I like listening to different types of music, and country always calls to me because whenever whenever I just feel like in the mood to hear something real. Here's someone real, someone that might be going through the same thing I do. I mean, I've said this before on my past shows that my favorite artist is Garth Brooks. He's one of my favorite country artists. And
I love him too. I love Garth too. And you know who else I love? Is a Rascal Flatts. Oh my gosh, I love him.
Tim McGraw's actually another good one too.
Yes, there's not too many that's not good. I think Craig Morgan and geez.
I actually remember listening to Conway Twitty a few years ago. I mean, that one, he's one of the original country artists.
Right, definitely.
So no, I mean, it's really cool that you're putting different types of music out there with a mixture. Since you're working BT, and BT, the majority of what he's doing right now is more of hip hop. Are you guys maybe doing another kind of collaboration that's mixing, blues, jazz, country, and hip hop together? Because that is a good one right there, I gotta say.
Yeah, we've got something in the making right now. We're working on something, and I believe it's going to be real. We got a couple things actually we're working on, so it's going to be really cool stuff.
You have any release dates for us, or are you guys still working?
It's in the making, but there's no date yet. But they are definitely in the making, definitely.
Awesome.
And he is. I can't say enough about him. He is very, very good, and of course, about his father. He's had a lot of prayers going out for his father and stuff. So, but yeah.
I'm definitely glad. Yeah, and I because I had an interview with another artist that did a collaboration with him, Du Brown. I had an interview with him, and we actually talked about that. Actually, it's funny because the day that I had the interview with Du was actually on my birthday, and the day before that I had the interview with, actually no, it was the same day. It was the same day actually. I remember the day that I had the interview with Du, I had called BT and asked him how his father was doing. He was telling me he was doing great. So I was really happy to hear that, because it was definitely a close one. He's the second person I know that their parent went through this.
I know.
So it's a crazy situation for a lot of people out there. A lot of people don't understand how serious this crisis is, but we just keep on doing what we're doing. I mean, it's funny because even though a lot of essential businesses have stopped, the music keeps going.
Correct.
And that's something that I feel is important.
It is, yeah. But yeah, we have, like I said, we have some great things that we're working on, and can't wait to be able to share it with you all soon. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, in case we want to go ahead and stalk you on social media, also go ahead and check out some of your live performances. How can we do so?
You go to my YouTube page under Brauninger Mcdaniel. Do I need to spell that, or do you have the correct spelling?
Mcdaniel, Mcdaniel, correct?
Yeah, and then Brauninger, Brauninger.
Okay.
And then I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Bronzy on Instagram is Bronzy, Bronzy, ZIE underscore score girl. Sorry about that. And then that's on Instagram. And then Facebook is Brauninger Mcdaniel also. And my website is brauninger.net. My music page too. So, and then I'm on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, on a bunch of online digital stores. And of course, I'm on Reverb Nation too. So,
Beautiful.
Twitter.
So we can definitely find you everywhere.
I hope so. You can just Google my name and you'll see some stuff pop up about it. But people always ask me if you want to would you like to know what Brauninger means?
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna ask that. You actually like took the thought right out of my head. I was gonna ask you about that because it's a very unique name.
Well, Brauninger means the best. She's a good girl, an angel. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know it either. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it was my great grandmother's name, so that's where I got that. And it's German, so.
I think I have a new definition for that name, which is pulling my leg.
Yeah, I know, right? It actually means the brown girl, so Brauninger means that. So
nice. That's the reason why your Instagram says bronzy.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. That makes sense. Is that your is that your actual nickname as well as Bronzy?
Yeah, but that's another ball game too. People call me Bronzy too because back in 2000, I think it was 2007, 8, whatever. I am also a spray tan specialist on the side. And so the girls in there could not say Brauninger for nothing. They said, we got to come up with your name. And they started saying, well, since you're spray tan, let's just call you Bronzy for short. And everybody down in Nashville, I feel like, knows me by Bronzy or either Bronny. So that's where that came from.
Nice. Are you still doing spray tanning or did you stop all that?
Oh, hon, I just sprayed myself a couple of days ago. I love it. But right now, being quarantined, I might do it for a couple family members or close friends or something like that. But once things get back to normal, then I'll probably maybe do that on the side a little bit.
Nice. God, I wish I lived in Nashville. I'd go ahead and definitely come by and maybe get a spray tan because
come on down.
It's kind of a little bit of a trip, let me tell you. But I do want. I've always wanted to go check out Nashville because I've always wanted to try the barbecue out there. I know that the barbecue is top.
Yeah, it is.
Nashville.
Well, the flights are really cheap right now.
Yeah, I'm not taking any flights right now.
I'm just kidding. I know.
That's not happening. That's not happening until probably next year, and even then, I'll still be a little sketchy because honestly, I'm actually still afraid. I'm actually afraid of flying. I'm afraid of the taking off and the landing part of the flight. The rest in the middle, I'm okay with.
I hear you. Yeah.
But no, yeah, definitely. It's so funny because I've always wondered if obviously spray tan is a lot better, is a lot safer than actual tan, right?
Yes, it definitely is. It's what I use is all vegan, so it's nothing in there, no toxin or nothing like that. And it's actually good for your skin, very, very good for your skin.
Nice. I might have to do that one because, like I said, it's funny because I'm Latin, but I'm like a white skin Latin guy.
Right. Yeah. I guarantee you wouldn't be with my stuff because what I use is awesome.
Nice.
So,
I got to go ahead. Well, one of these days I'm going to have to take a trip out there. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Well, Bronny, thank you so much for being on the Xander Effect. I appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to your new music, and I definitely look forward to more of your concerts on social media because let me tell you, they're very entertaining, and you're doing a wonderful job in entertaining a lot of people that need it right now.
I appreciate it. And you guys, please go check out It's Too Late by Braunie, Brauni. And like I said, they can find me all over social media. So, and I am so thankful that you asked me to do this. It's a blessing. I appreciate it.
No, it was my pleasure to have you on the show. And like I said, I hope to have you on it very soon as well.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, Braunie. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Brauninger Mcdaniel, for being on the Xander Effect. Looking forward to having you on the show again very soon. In sports, looks like Major League Baseball is trying to adapt to the current COVID-19 crisis that's going on, and they have a couple of plans that they have in place. They're talking about it here and there. Basically, it's a 10-team division split that they're trying to do with the league. They went on and put out basically the details to this is quote, MLB is considering a 3-division 10-team plan in which teams play only within their division, a concept gaining support among owners and executives. It would abolish the traditional American and national leagues and realign the divisions based on geography. The divisions would keep many of the natural rivals together while playing one another before an expanded playoff format. This is actually via the CBSSports.com. So right now, it would seem that they're gonna try to divide the teams, which is kind of a weird concept. It's almost like when the NCAA did their the basketball split, which to this day many people are really like, what in the world are you doing? It's all over the place. This particular split, it would only be for this season, and it basically would drop each team into one of 3 hubs: Arizona, Florida, and Texas. So it's a very weird way of doing it. Who knows if it's actually going to work, especially right now. I mean, seeing as the Major League Baseball is more than likely planning on playing games without fans within the stadium. So that could be something that may work simply for watching it on TV and watching baseball season continue on. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they actually go forward with it and see if it actually works, because I'm kind of curious myself, to be honest, but I don't know. It's just a little weird to me. In other sports news, as basically, society's starting to, move forward from the COVID-19 crisis, and many things are starting to reopen, including, like I said, MLB is one of them that are considering it. The NBA is also trying to slowly but surely reopen facilities, but for practice only. As far as anybody can tell, the NBA has not made any announcement about reopening the regular season. However, there was talks about beginning May 8th, that players will be able to train and receive treatment at team buildings on a state-by-state basis. The NBA went to say, quote, the potential rules changes would allow teams to make their practice facilities available for use by the team's players for workouts or treatment on a voluntary individual basis if the team's facility is in a city that is no longer subject to government restriction. So, they're doing it on a case-by-case basis, which initially, if you think about it, if there's one state that it hasn't reopened fully, they can't really do an NBA season, because that team that's in that state that hasn't reopened fully may not receive the practice that they need in order to be able to compete properly. So that's the reason why they're trying to see what happens in certain cities. Obviously, there are cities that are potential hotspots for COVID-19 and other cities that are not. So they're just looking into all that and seeing exactly what would be the best possible solution to try to slowly but surely get NBA players and back into practice, to at least keep them still warm and not let them stiffen up in the event that suddenly we get out of this crisis and they reopen the seasons, they reopen stadiums, they reopen everything, which again is highly unlikely, seeing as many health officials are predicting that this could go into 2021. So we'll see what happens in the near future. In other sports news, former UFC champion Cain Velasquez is released by the WWE. It looks like Kane was a part of the massive layoffs that the WWE had done last week, which because of that, their stock prices decided to go back up again. Cain Velasquez was on that chopping block, which, to be honest with you, it's to no surprise to me because, I mean, Cain Velasquez, don't get me wrong, he's an amazing UFC fighter. He beat Brock Lesnar. He was an incredible champion, great fighter and everything, but he really had that, he didn't have the quote it factor that Vince McMahon is always preaching about when it comes to his wrestlers in the WWE. He debuted on SmackDown with Rey Mysterio last year, and then he had a wrestling match against Brock Lesnar at their Saudi Arabia, pay-per-view. And it didn't really do well. He lost that wrestling match against Brock Lesnar. But at the end of it all, it just didn't seem that he had the charisma, he had the vocals to go ahead and be able to be one of those wrestlers that comes in and is intimidating. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brock Lesnar, he doesn't really talk much, because his advocate is Paul Heyman that does the talking for him. But it's the presence that he has, not to mention the fact of the matter that, he's a veteran in the sport, gives him that little bit of leeway to be able to get away with just not saying anything and just standing there, and just smiling and having a mean look on his face and all this other stuff. Cain Velasquez didn't really have that. I mean, regardless of how intimidating Cain may appear, he still didn't have that it factor, and it's no surprise to me that they decided to go ahead and cut him from the WWE. So much luck to Cain. Is he going to go back to fighting in the UFC? Who knows? That is yet to be seen. You never know. Stranger things have happened before. Up next in video game news, the NCAA is still trying to make up their mind on whether or not they're going to do an NCAA football video game, seeing as many fans have been wanting that for a long time now. It's right now, it's up in the air. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, here is John Doe's Ring right here on the Xander Effect.
Señorita, I've been looking for you all of my life, and I just want to let you know that if you love me, you love me. If you don't love me, then tell me you don't love me. Hey, come on. Hey, some people say we don't need nobody to lean on. I don't agree though. Mamas have papas and papas have mamas, and people need people. Opposites equal. A baby so little. There's a chapel somewhere. Where? On a hill in San Pedro, overlooking the ocean, with the gazebo for a male and a female. Hoping that he will propose to a face-to-face, hand-to-hand, body-to-body, and not through an email. Used to have problems with details. Now I know what you're wearing, like I've been working for women's retail. We going for a ride. Why don't you fasten your seatbelt? We will never forget or never regret the stuff that we said as we walked down the aisle through the altar, straight out the church into the caucus. It's an event. Marriage was meant, a man and a woman. I gotta stand up for something. Head over heels, like I fell on the steps. My head is still spinning from tumbling. Man, I'm just rambling, huh? And they say I don't know nothing, huh?
Maybe I'm done when it comes to love.
Baby, I've been calling you, hoping that you let me through.
Please open up the door.
Maybe I can talk to you,
I mean, where you at? Where you been?
and possibly you say I do.
For real.
But you just let it ring, 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 ring.
Come on, girl. Stop letting the
If you would wear this ring, 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 ring.
Hey, hey. I'm assuming you love me. Woman, you want me. Why don't you tell me? I come when you call me. There's something about you that plays with my heartbeat. There's something about you makes me feel like I'm melting. No matter what you say, nothing can stop me. Girl, you can help me. Don't take a selfie without me. Tell me about you like there's nothing about me. There's so much that you possess. Let me do your accounting. What would you say if I wish you away? Pick you up from the job in the middle of the day in a helicopter with some tickets to a play or an opera. Right before we get there, and some lobster or a plate full of pasta. Then I hug you on a planet to surprise you. After the embrace, stand up in the place, get right up in your face. Then I stop you, get on one knee so everyone can see I'm in the posture. Take it out my pocket, then I open a little box up. Got that expression on your face like you just won an Oscar. Couldn't imagine my life without you.
Baby, I've been calling you, hoping that you let me through.
Maybe I can talk to you, and possibly you say I do, but you just let it ring, 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 ring. If you would wear this ring, 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 ring.
It's plagiarism, yeah, to say that you do and act like you're true. I did that to you, girlfriend. It's plagiarism, yeah, to say that you care and act like you're there. You stole my idea, girlfriend.
Lately I've been calling you, hoping that you let me through. Maybe I can talk to you, and possibly you say I do, but you just let it ring, 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 ring. If you would wear this ring, 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 ring. Lately I've been calling you, hoping that you let me through. Maybe I can talk to you, and possibly you say I do, but you just let it ring, 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 ring. If you would wear this ring, 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 ring. Hey, hey.
Hey, Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains here, and you're listening to this jerk, my good friend Xander Dames, on The Xander Effect.
I heard you found new love. I heard you're prettier than me. So glad you're moving on, while I'm just stuck in memories. Even if I moved to outer space, I couldn't forget your face. It's complicated. I'm spending all my time on the things you said. Needed me to let me clear my head. It's complicated. I can't, but I gotta let it go. I can't, but I gotta let it go. I can't, but I gotta let it go.
That was Polyna's Complicated right here on the Xander Effect. In video game news, what is going to happen with NCAA football? Well, basically at this point, we really have no idea. Apparently, it seems that looks like the NCAA has somewhat been okay with approving a new NCAA football game, but as we all know, there were issues. The reason why they stopped doing that, the reason why EA and all these other sports types of distributors and providers that do these video games, they stopped doing NCAA games, was because they were getting sued by the colleges because of the likeness of many of their athletes that they were using to post on their covers, on the video games themselves, and everything. And it would seem that they were getting a little upset because due to NCAA rules, students cannot receive any types of money from outside resources or anything like that because it breaches the NCAA rules. So these players, they were not getting paid for the likeness of themselves being on these games, and so they decided to stop making these video games, these NCAA football games, because of that reason. Well, it seems that the NCAA has somehow come to some sort of an agreement where some of the proceeds will go to the students. More than likely, it's probably going to go into tuition, things like that, in order to pay for their tuition. So that's probably right around what they're trying to do. But it doesn't seem, don't get your hopes up, because it doesn't seem like there will be an NCAA football game coming out anytime soon, according to 24/7 Sports. According to an article they have published on their website, it says, quote, in an interview with the Sporting News, Jim Cavalli, the CEO of INFLCR, a company founded to aid athletes in finding brand partnerships, said there's verbiage in the NCAA's revision that should prevent excitement for virtual college football coming back at this time. Quote, right now, group licensing is not a part of the plan, Cavalli told Sporting News. That would prevent the video game concept from coming back. Now, there was other types of, there was points that basically the NCAA had made statements of in the past, which is basically the guidelines for compensation are as follows: ensuring student athletes are treated similarly to non-athlete students unless a compelling reason exists to differentiate, maintaining the priorities of education and the collegiate experience to provide opportunities for student athlete success, ensuring rules are transparent, focused, and enforceable, and facilitating fair and balanced competition, making clear the distinction between collegiate and professional opportunities, making clear that compensation for athletics performance and participation is impermissible, reaffirming that student athletes are students first and not employees of the university, and enhancing principles of diversity, inclusion, and gender equity. Interesting. Protecting the recruiting environment and prohibiting inducements to select, remain at, or transfer to a specific institution. So at this point, it seems that there's still a long process to go before the NCAA can allow for an NCAA football game to be developed by a game developer. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they decide to move forward with it, because I love the NCAA footballs in the past. I used to love playing them. There was a couple of them where you could actually get the crowd riled up and the whole stadium starts shaking. It was a really, really cool game to have back a few years ago. A lot of players like myself really miss it. So hopefully the NCAA is able to bend a little bit. They're able to find a common ground between the two, and we may see an NCAA football game in the near future. That's the news. In case you haven't heard it, thank you so much for listening. Remember, we're still in the middle of a crisis, so please be safe going out. Make sure you continue to wear your protective face wear, gloves when you go out, goggles if you have them. Protect yourself so that way that you can stay healthy and you can protect your family as well. And remember, music always heals all. We'll see you next time.
Live it up. B. Taylor, Flo Rida, live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the party. Let's start the party. Live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. You got the right to live. So go and live it up. Live like it's the night of your life. Let's start the party. Let's start the party. Live it up.
I'm dangerous like tightrope, no talking.
Hey, the Xander Effect is powered by 50/50 Global Music Inc., BMG Bertelsmann Group, and Sony Music The Orchard, in association with Art 19 Media Group.
Summer goodbye to your clothes. I got you exposed on Licky Patrol.